Good morning. Trust that everyone is doing well. My name is Michael Ndali Sadama Mshalelo, and today I just want to speak how people, or how as a society, we've been made to believe that having life covers, study policies, medical aid covers, funeral covers, car insurance, home insurance, and all type of insurances is what we're actually supposed to have. Now remember, these are all business entities owned by someone. Now the reason why these people encourage you to have these life covers and these study policies, these medical aids, funeral covers, car insurance, is simply because they understand that it's a business and they make a whole lot of money out of it. Now let's take your medical cover as an example. Now on a yearly basis, you pay for your medical cover. You don't get sick, meaning that that money, if you have not claimed it that particular year, it's gone. Now, let's assume for the last 10 years, you've been just paying your medical aid cover. You've not been claiming anything. That means it's money gone down the drain. Money that you'll never ever see again. You never became sick, nothing has happened to you, but you've been paying consistently. That means that money is gone and flushed down the toilet. Now, let's take another thing as your car insurance. Yes, car insurance is a necessity. We consider it a must-have. Many of us have it. We pay for it, but we never claim for it. Simply because our cars never got bumped. So what does that mean? It means, again, money gone down the drain. It's money gone down the drain, you saving for a probable cost or for something that's likely to happen in the future. And it doesn't happen in the future. Now, back to your medical aid cover. Let's assume you become sick. Now, many of you, what you don't know is that your medical cover only covers you to a certain extent. It doesn't cover you fully. Let's say you become hospitalized for a month. Chances are your medical aid cover is going to say you have depleted it, and the rest of the amount means that you now need to pay it from your own pocket. So what then is the real use of a medical aid cover if it becomes depleted? Think about it. It becomes depleted, and then that means that you now owe the hospital. Can someone just quickly confirm if you can hear me? Just quickly, anyone to confirm if you can hear me? Anyone? Just to quickly confirm whether you can still hear me, whether my video is still audible so that I can continue. Can you hear me? Moses, please. If you can hear me, just let me know quickly so I can continue. It becomes a bit difficult. Okay, awesome. Thank you very much, Mr. Ashvin. So anyways, as I was saying, so here you are paying every single day for your medical aid, every single month, year in, year out. 5 years you don't become sick, and then just in 1 month, your medical aid becomes depleted. And then you now have to fork out the rest of the money. Then, let's then say you've got a study policy for your children. Your children are there, it's basically a savings. They don't make it to university. So as a result of that, I don't know what usually happens in that case. Now, here's the other flop about having a car insurance. Now, if you have a car insurance, and any car owner will tell you that anytime you want to claim your money, there's a thing called an excess fee that you need to pay. Meaning that you need to pay a certain amount in order for you to be able to access the money that you've been saving on a monthly basis. Guys, now if you guys don't all understand this, these are systems designed to ensure that whoever is running these companies, they never lose money. How don't they lose money? First of all, they don't lose money when it comes to medical aid because they only cover you until a certain amount. Once that amount is gone, poof, it's done. You're on your own. You'll die in the hospital or you'll have to go die at your house. Same thing for your vehicle. If you're unable to pay the excess fee in order for you to access your own money that you've been saving, the insurance company for your vehicle is unfortunately not going to pay you out. Now, I've done some basic calculation. Now, an average middle class income person, these are now your people who are, let's say they're engineers, they're doctors, they're lawyers, basically your average middle income person. So they would have a life cover where they pay $1,500 on a monthly basis. Then they will most probably have study policy for their children where they pay $1,000. And then for medical aid fund, they would pay, let's say hypothetically, 2,300 Namibian dollars. And then for the funeral cover, they pay like 150 Namibian dollars. And then for the car insurance, that's like 850. So if you add all those amounts together, you more or less get something like this. I'm not quite sure whether you guys can see it, but the amount that they give out on a monthly basis is about 5,800. This is money that they give out on a monthly basis. The life cover, they obviously pay it in the event that they die so that their wives or spouses or kids can be able to get a certain amount from the insurance company. The study policy is obviously so that one day when your children go to school or university, that you have saved up a certain amount that you can contribute towards their tuition fees. And then the medical aid fund is obviously in the event that you get sick and you don't become sick, but you still need to pay it. And then funeral cover is basically just to say that if someone dies in the family, then I can go claim that, got 20,000, 30,000 that covers the funeral. And then the car insurance is basically what you pay on a monthly basis to have your car covered. So I did the math. This 5,800, if we multiply it by 12, is equal to 69,600. This is what you give away on a yearly basis, give or take. Now, I did some rough calculations to say that if you stop paying, I don't have life cover, I don't have study policies, I don't have medical aid, nor do I have funeral cover, nor do I have insurance for my cars. It's just something that I don't believe in because I've personally invested my money somewhere so that in the event that my car does get bumped, my business or my investments are able to cover for my vehicle. If someone is to die, I have enough money to bury whoever it is that dies. When it comes to medical aid, I don't need medical aid because I do not become sick. And in the event that I do become sick, I'll use the state hospital because trust me, they've got good facilities. And it's just a matter of sometimes we don't trust them, but should I become sick, I'll go to the state hospital, I'll pay my $20 for my cot, and for medication, I'll pay plus minus another $100. So if I have to budget for my medical aid, then give or take, that's 150. So for my study policy, obviously my children, I don't want them to go to university. Personally, I believe it's going to be a waste of time and energy. And for my life cover, unfortunately, my family doesn't need to inherit any money because they're going to inherit my businesses. Now, let me break down for you what this 5,800 basically means. And remember, these things go up on a yearly basis. So if you take 69,600, this is your total contributions from your life cover, study policy, medical aid, funeral cover, car insurance. It's about 5,800 per month times 12. It gives us 69,600. If we multiply this by 10 years, in 10 years, you'd have given the insurance companies about 696,000 Namibian dollars. This is the amount of money that have given away. So technically speaking, you would have surpassed 500,000 and you're actually close to 1 million. Money that you have just given away. Now, this is what I'm saying, and this is my argument to someone who's got a sound mind and who somehow has a plan on them getting out of this current situation that they're finding themselves. Because this is money that you're giving away that you're never going to see. Trust me, you're never going to see this money. So if you take your 69,600 and then you buy baking machinery, I did the maths. You can buy baking machinery for making brötchens, hamburger rolls, hot dog rolls, and these types of things. You can actually buy a machine for this 69,600. Now, here is some interesting maths. Now, if you can sell 500 rolls per day, this is now like 500, maybe you can say 250 hot dog rolls, and then the other 250 are hamburger rolls, whatever the case is. If you can sell 500 on a daily basis, now the cost of making one roll is 50 cents. 50 cents. That's the cost of making one roll. So the current price for hot dog rolls is between $2.20 and about $2.50, give or take. That's plus minus how much the cost is. So that basically means that you can sell your hot dog rolls for $1.50, and that means you'll profit $1 Namibian from every hot dog roll, brötchen or hamburger roll that you sell. So if you sell 500 on a daily basis, that's simple. 500 times 1 gives you 500 Namibian dollars. Now, if you do this for at least 30 days, times 30, that basically means on a monthly basis, you can now be making 15,000 Namibian dollars. That's your profit, income, profit, 15,000 Namibian dollars. Now remember, you were giving away 5,800 on a monthly basis to insurance companies to cover your health, your life, your kids, your medical aid and whatsoever. Now you're making 15,000 on a monthly basis. If we multiply this by 12, that basically means on a yearly basis, you can make about 180,000 Namibian dollars. That's on a yearly basis. If we multiply that by the next 5 years, that basically means in 5 years' time, you would have made about 900,000 Namibian dollars, and that means you're close to being a millionaire. Now, with the money that you'll be making on a monthly basis, let's say your kids become sick. Yes, if your kids become sick, you can still be able to afford to take them to a private doctor, simply because you now make an income that's substantial enough. So if your kids get a flu, you take them to the GP. In fact, you don't even need to take them to a GP. Because of flu, you just need to go to the pharmacy and buy medication. But you also don't need to go to the pharmacy because you can actually buy natural medicine. Ginger usually does the trick. Lemons usually does the trick. And if you add a bit of garlic, voila, it cures anything. So many of us are afraid to become sick. That's why we take out medical aids and all those things. But here's the thing, let's start living proactive lives. Meaning that don't wait to become sick in order for you to start taking care of your body. In fact, it should be a daily thing where we take care of ourselves, we take care of our bodies, so that we do not need medical aids and all of these things. But all I'm saying is that if you are currently spending 6,000 on a monthly basis to cover your life, your medical aid, your cars and all those things, you can actually start saving that money and you can actually start investing it somewhere. It can be any form of business. Now, the reason why these companies encourage you to be giving out your money on a monthly basis to them is so that they can actually use your money and go invest it elsewhere. And then they make huge returns. And as a result of those huge returns that they make, they then pay themselves those hefty bonuses and those nice dividends and all those things from your money. So all I'm saying is that we need to start being wise. We need to start being smart. Unfortunately, the system has made us to believe that we actually need these things, and that's why you actually have them. Ask yourself, before you were unemployed, you didn't have medical aid, you didn't have any life cover, you didn't have any study policy, nothing of that sort, but you lived perfectly fine. You didn't become sick, nothing happened to you. Now all of a sudden, you have medical aid, but you still don't become sick. So why then you actually think in your mind that you need it? Because they tell you that, you see in their commercials, they always have these nice scenarios where what will happen if you become sick and hospitalized and you are unable to pay your hospital bills. and then you become scared, and then you go take out medical aid because you're scared because you saw this advertisement that actually scared the shit living hell out of you, that if you become sick, what is going to happen to your hospital bills? Well, here's the actual reality. Even with your medical aid, if you become hospitalized for longer than a month or 2, your medical aid is going to become depleted to a point whereby they're going to tell you that you need to pay your own money. So why then have it in the first place if it becomes depleted and you can't use it? So all I'm saying is, I hope that some of you who are listening have learned something from this discussion that we're having, and from there on we can have further discussions like this. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. I'll be having more of these discussions so that we can educate ourselves on what to do with our money that we're currently giving away to insurance companies, and how we can actually use that same amount of money that we're giving away to actually multiply it, grow it, so that we can also one day become thousandaires, millionaires, and so forth. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Have yourself a lovely day. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.